There is a moment in every pilot's career where training ends and instinct begins. Just moments after departure from London Heathrow, a routine European flight climbs into the night sky. 82 souls on board, clear skies above, a short 2-hour journey ahead. Then, a loud mechanical thud echoes through the cockpit. The screens go black. The lights disappear. The autopilot disconnects. And one of the most advanced aircraft in the world is suddenly reduced to a flying machine guided only by darkness and instinct. High above the North Sea, the pilots are alone. No instruments, no radios, no automation. Tonight's story is not just about a technical failure. It's about decision-making under pressure. It's about automation dependency. And it's about how one choice made in the sky can determine the fate of everyone on board. This is the story of British Airways Flight 870. The routine flight. October 2005, a cold autumn evening at Heathrow Airport. British Airways Flight 870 is scheduled from London to Budapest. The aircraft, an Airbus A319, modern, efficient, trusted. On board are 76 passengers and 6 crew members. Tourists, business travelers, families heading home. In the left seat sits a 53-year-old captain, nearly 12,000 flight hours, 4,000 on the Airbus A320 family, a veteran. In the right seat, a 29-year-old first officer, 2,000 total hours, sharp, well-trained, focused. Both have completed simulator training test months before. Engine failures, cabin fires, rapid decompression, electrical malfunctions. But what they are about to face was not a scenario they had truly experienced before. 2020 local time. The aircraft lines up. Thrust set. Acceleration smooth. The Airbus lifts into the London night. Gear up. Flaps retracted. Autopilot engaged. Climbing eastbound toward the North Sea. Everything is normal. For exactly 8 minutes.
Total darkness. Without warning, a heavy clunk reverberates through the cockpit. Every primary screen shuts down. Flight displays, gone. Navigation, gone. Autopilot, disengaged. Cabin lighting, lost. The cockpit falls into near darkness. The first officer's first thought, engine failure. But the aircraft is still climbing. The captain immediately grabs the side stick and thrust levers. He is now manually flying an Airbus, at night, with almost no usable instruments. The standby instruments should be illuminated. They aren't. The cockpit lighting has failed. The only working display is a lower system screen, faint and limited. Worse still, when the captain tries to declare an emergency, there is no response. The radios are dead. Flight 870 has disappeared from radar. Air traffic control is calling. There is silence. Flying blind. Imagine flying at 20,000 feet. No horizon reference except darkness. No reliable speed indication. No clear altitude confirmation. No communication. Now imagine doing that over one of the busiest airspaces in Europe. The captain recalls his last clearance, climbed to flight level 230. He estimates he was passing 19,000 feet when power failed. He continues climbing. He must reach the assigned altitude to avoid other aircraft. Meanwhile, the first officer begins the electrical failure checklist. But there is a problem. The checklist that restores electrical power is buried at the bottom. Before they reach it, they must manually configure multiple systems. In darkness, finding overhead switches by memory alone. Sweat, raised voices, high cockpit noise without powered headsets. Time slows. One mistake could worsen everything. Finally, the first officer presses the alternate electrical feed button. The cockpit flickers, screens reboot, lights return. Flight 870 is alive again.
The decision point. The aircraft stabilizes at 23,000 feet. Radios restored. A pan-pan call is declared. Controllers breathe in relief. But now comes the hardest part. The captain must decide. Return to Heathrow or continue to Budapest? Maintenance control is contacted. Due to radio interference and partial communication, a critical misunderstanding occurs. Engineers believe the issue was a minor transformer rectifier fault. They advise, the aircraft can legally continue. But they do not realize that generator 1, the true source of the failure, is unstable. The captain considers, they are already 40 minutes late. Returning will cost tens of thousands. EU passenger compensation laws apply. Weather in Budapest is poor, low visibility and fog. Autothrust is inoperative. Windshield heating on his side has failed. And if power fails again, over the North Sea, in cloud, during approach? For 40 minutes they circle in a holding pattern. 2 pilots, 1 decision. At 21:50, the captain chooses to continue. APU shut down. Cruise resumed at 33,000 feet. For a while, everything seems stable. The final surprise. At cruise altitude, temperatures sit near -50 degrees Celsius. The aircraft skin becomes deeply chilled. During descent toward Budapest, moist air meets cold glass. The captain's windshield begins to frost, then fully ice over. By the time they break through cloud on final approach, the captain cannot see the runway. He transfers control to the first officer. She must land manually. No autothrust, limited monitoring from the captain, fog, night conditions, workload high. 50, 40, 30, 20. Touchdown. Safe. But only just.
Investigation and lessons. The cause? A failure of generator 1. The transformer rectifier was only a victim, not the source. Investigators found at least 5 similar events over the previous decade. In some cases, failures occurred on final approach. Airbus could not fully replicate the exact trigger, meaning it could happen again. So instead of preventing the failure, manufacturers reduced its consequences. Changes implemented: automatic switching to alternate electrical supply, improved standby instrument lighting, independent LCD backup displays, better checklist logic. Small changes, quiet improvements. Aviation safety evolves through events like this, not through catastrophe, but through close calls. Flight 870 did not end in disaster. It ended in learning. And because of that, countless future flights became safer. In aviation, safety isn't built in a single moment. It's built decision by decision, checklist by checklist, flight by flight, and sometimes in darkness at 23,000 feet.
If you found this breakdown insightful and you enjoy deep dives into real aviation incidents, consider subscribing. This channel is dedicated to exploring real events, real decisions, and the human stories behind the machines. Because every safe landing has a story. And sometimes, the most important stories are the ones most people never hear. If you'd like to see more investigations like this, leave a comment below. Tell me which incident you'd like analyzed next. And if you found value in this video, a like helps more people discover it. Until the next flight, stay curious and stay safe.